Um, I'm going to be building the wall over here, so one of the things I need to do is build a stockpile for coal, which is a stone stockpile, and I think I'm just going to put my mining stuff here, at least temporarily. So I'll put a big stockpile here, and forbid everything but coal. I put lignite on there just in case, but yeah, only coal will be put there. They'll ignore these things that are already there. Yeah. So that's the beginning of our setup for mining. And is this tetrahedrite or is this iron? Okay, so this is copper silver ore, so this is good to have. You can make some valuable stuff with it. But I'm more interested in iron and the magnetite up there and limonite. So yeah, I don't want to start venturing into the caves yet. I definitely don't want to be digging out a lot of areas of flux-stone yet, as much as I can avoid it, just to keep my fort value low until I have about 20 or 30 dwarves. Now you might think that's a bit odd, but I just really like to have my defenses well set up, and I need to have at least some iron production before then to make some weapon trap components. So I'm not going to make it out of steel or anything, but yeah, iron is the best per unit basis for building. And this is a little trick I use. Build construction wall. So I don't have to go into here twice. And whatever you do, make it out of chalk. And then you go in and you cancel this one, so it's a predetermined shape without having any weirdness with it. And they should move that coal and stuff, so it looks like they're done down here, so that's good. And that looks pretty interesting now. Okay, so I can unsuspend this for now. Although they might get stuck in there because they're stupid, but I'll keep watching it to make sure that doesn't happen. And they are derping it up because somebody is designated to go get the coal that they were doing. Okay, but let's make a bunch of mechanisms for doing that. Oh yeah, and I forgot to build my doors. Okay. And tables, and chairs. If you don't have enough tables and chairs, then they get a negative brain debuff for not having enough tables and chairs, because they like to be able to sit down while they're eating and stuff. Plus, the value of the dining room can add a bonus, to them getting good brain thoughts, like I'm not getting right now. Happiness. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. So I guess they're pretty much done with this. Okay. So he's gonna be stupid. Let's watch him be stupid for a second, and then suspend it, and then unsuspend it. And then, he just did it too quickly. Okay. I'm gonna channel this guy out. I could just, build a floor over here. I'm gonna do the same thing I did before, just so I don't have to. Let me build it out of bauxite. Just stop the building of where there is already stuff. Okay. That way I just don't have to channel it out. I can actually, or I don't have to fix that. I can just use this as my dog room, I guess. Yeah, that's a good idea. And then I can actually, like, use different dogs and stuff. Or, like, just put an elephant down there. I like to use primarily a setup of weapon traps and cage traps. And that is a weird setup because the wall is like right here. This is the wall, and it goes right over the area where this is out. So this area right here, this entire entry tunnel is inside, as you can see. So it still counts as light because it's constructed. So, you know, whatever that means to you. Okay, so what are they doing? What are you doing? Mr. Tokyo. Mr. Tokyo is storing items, so what is he going after? Probably that coal. I'm guessing it's that coal. Up here. No, it's down here. So let's see what he does. He should be coming along here if he's going after that. Is he? There he goes. Yep. Get some coal. Okay. So we have one guy who is inactive. So he's a miner. So we can find something for him to do. Dig out some of this metal. Nah, yeah, you might be thinking, well, if you know stuff about this game, why are you digging out the metal if you're worried about digging out fluxstone to keep the value of your fort low? Idiot, because that's worth more. I would say, hey, that's entirely uncalled for. Why are you calling me an idiot? And, yeah. It probably is called for, because I don't know. I just need to have some iron. And I have plenty of flex time, so, yeah. So, but I'm definitely not digging out these sapphires or whatever these are, and rubies. Because those things are worth, like, all the stone put together. Well, probably not all the stone put together, but it's worth a lot. Because there's iron here, and iron's worth quite a bit. You can actually make, like, crafts out of hematite, and they're worth a buttload, but I'm not going to do that for now. I like to do that with galena because it's like a lead ore, and lead is not worth very much, but it's worth much more than any kind of stone for crafts. And you can get silver out of galena, but tetrahedrite is better. Galena is 50-50, but lead isn't useful. So, well, I guess it's useful for crafts as much as anything else is, but it's not that valuable. So, yeah, but some people like galena stuff, and some people like slate, and they're going to get dropped into the volcano, if I find one, if they're a noble. And now, both of my miners are legendary, so congratulations to Dylan P. He's also legendary. It was inevitable. I did it again. That would happen, but, yeah, all the same. And I decided to make my little wall here a bit more extensive, to basically make the fort safer. And, I'll probably end up putting a couple of, fortifications over at the end here. Or I may not even bother, but it's possible. Well, let's do this then. That, and then I'll put a wall there, and then build fortifications here. Well, I also do cancel this one, but this is. While this looks the same as that, it's not the same because it's the top of the wall. Like this, and then the corner will be built later. Corner fortifications don't work, so there's no reason to keep them. But then I can, put some guys there, and then they can shoot out if they really need to. But yeah, that's the reason I'm doing that. And we got some more migrants, so let's check it out. We got looks like I think that is an engraver and a milker. Some kind of weird duck animal. A baby llama, so that's a duck apparently. A waxworker. Yeah, just a mini thing with the llama. The llama is a bonus, so still building barrels. I'll build some bins and a couple more beds. Could use more beds. And I gotta sleep in. Oh yeah, and I never finished making this into a dining room. So like that. And then make it the meeting hall. But I'm not going to micromanage the dogs or cats yet, just because I don't want to. So the next important thing that should happen, barring, dragon attacks or something, is going to be the caravan coming. Looks like they've got all but one more coal left to go, and I could stop heavy duty hauling. I actually forbade the other coal so that they wouldn't go pick it up before they picked that up, because I wanted them to get that stuff first so they're not running around out here. Why is that sitting there? I don't know. Maybe it was already doing something. Puppy dogs. Just so we don't have another incident, let's assign that llama. It looks like the yak's doing okay. Let's assign that llama to the sheepfold. Baby llamas. And is that blood? Are the geese fighting? No, okay, good. Sometimes they will. Yeah, and you, Mr. Guy, can build me some nest boxes. 10 of them. Or as many, whatever, it's fine. That will be 8 of them. Build some bins, too. He's already building some bins, but as you can see, my crafts overfloweth, so to speak. That looks pretty good for now. Obviously, it still needs finished, but you know what I mean. Alright, so I have redone the names. So a few more people got dwarfed. And I've decided that I'm going to set up a military squad now. So, military. I'll create a squad. I'm just going to set it to metal armor for now. Put who's the best? Axe Dwarf is better, and he's just a novice fighter. So let's put Lockman in that, and then it doesn't matter who the other two are. And there we go. Okay. So, and if I get the names wrong for what you want to be called, then let me know. Okay, and I guess I'll cancel a couple of these bins and make some training axes. But I'll make some real axes later. And because of that, we need a thing. So build me a... What can I use for a... I can use an armor stand for a barracks, so let's build an armor stand. And I'll use, like, this area here for now, for a training area. I was going to make somebody a hunter, but I didn't get any Marks Dwarves in that, so if I had gotten Marks Dwarf, I would have made him a hunter to go hunt those elephants and kill them, and so I can eat their delicious elephant meats. But yeah. Oh, and you might have noticed I didn't finish this wall here. It's because they don't like finishing corners, because dwarves are stupid as hell, and yeah, that's pretty much this game in a nutshell. Dwarves are stupid as hell. Uh-oh, Tigermen. That means that we are beset upon by furries. They're going to give us to death or something. I don't know. But they're interrupting my shit. I don't think they're aggressive, but yeah. I got a funny story about Tigermen. One time I bought some tamed Tigermen from the elves, and I happened to get a breeding pair, and so they did what they'll do in that situation and make more Tigermen. And so I had I had 3 adult Tigermen and 4 or 5 Tigerman babies, and they basically sit around, and if you lock them in cages or something, they're people, so they'll starve to death. So they'll just basically walk around my fort, eating food and drinking stuff, and basically being a giant nuisance and a drain on my economy. But when the goblins attacked, they were set to aggressive towards the goblins, so they attacked them, and they were all killed because they suck and they can't use weapons or anything. But it was pretty funny. So that's my Tigerman story, and let's see if I can repeat that with either buying or capturing some Tigermen. Since I have the exotic thing set, this wasn't a previous patch, so that thing may not work anymore. The Tigerman taming. I bought them from the elves, I didn't tame them myself. But since I have the thing where I can tame exotic animals, maybe I can. We'll see. I set a pasture for inside, well, I guess it's a pen more like, in my dining area, so that the puppies and kittens can't get out and go get killed by dudes. I should unset the cats from there, because the cats need to be walking around killing vermins. So, let's unselect the cats. Because that's their purpose, is to kill vermin so that people don't get bad thoughts from it, and so they can basically get your fort killed when they walk into a door while, the goblins are there. And like, hey, kitty. And they'll run off, and the kitty will run away, and the goblins will chase it, and they'll get, killed, and then the person who owned the cat will freak out and then murder your best dwarf, and then tantrum spiral will start, and then yeah, it'll be fun. Okay, I've got some idlers in my walls almost finished, so let's set up a rudimentary forging thing so I can start making trap jobbies, like axe blades and stuff. You can actually just make axes, but there's no real point. Because I think these are actually heavier, so they're more effective as weapons. And yes, Dwarf Forges does take things like that into account, because it's insane. So, I'm looking for workshops. Okay. We need to set up a coal-based furnace system, you need wood burners, which is counted as a furnace, but let's set up the metalsmith's forge, which is up here first, because I can build that right away. And it needs an anvil and some fire-safe material, which is pretty much anything, so whatever. It won't let you build it out of wood or something, so and then we need a furnace, which is E. And we need a wood furnace and a smelter. I'm gonna build 2 smelters, because we're gonna need a lot of fuel. So. But we need to set... Let's use one of these military dwarves right now to calling off, turn architecture on. Wood burning is under farming for some reason. I don't know why. And then metal smithing, furnace operating. Let's see if our duder is to turn off his wood cutting, his masonry. He's got everything turned on. Okay, so that's cool. And he can have architecture too, because you need architecture to build furnaces, because they're complicated or something. Yeah. So I'll get started with building more complex things. Build a couple doors for the thing over there, and then a table and a chair for our bookkeeper. Okay. And another door for that. Okay. And yeah, that wall is not as important as the other walls. As you can see, I'm starting to build some cage traps down here. I can't build any weapon traps until I have things to put in them. So I'm going to have a 3 cage trap line here, and I'm going to keep my dwarves away from here, so maybe we can get some delicious elephants to walk in there and we can murder them and eat their trunks like sausages or something. I don't know. We'll do whatever with the elephants. Because they produce a lot of meat and their bones and stuff are worth a lot. So that's a good reason to kill the elephants. But you can also tame them, but as I said, they eat too much and are impossible to keep. But you can, like, I don't know, if it's fast enough, you can catch them and then you can make it so that they're war elephants and then they can attack something and they deal lots of damage. But it's very difficult for them to actually be effective now. And is that a thing? That is a monkey. So this is a monkey too. Monkeys will steal your shit, man. Like, you gotta keep them out of your fort. They might steal that gem. Monkeys are like shiny. Holy crap. Now that reminds me, I need a gem stockpile. A big old gem stockpile right here. And I need a bar stockpile. Which is B. Bar block stockpile. I'm just put it here. Like that. That's fine. And yeah. I'm expecting the caravan soon. Hopefully, well, I don't know. It always gets around at the same time. But, there's a lot of gems. Probably shouldn't have, dug those out. Whatever. It probably won't affect that much. The numbers we're talking about is in the thousands when they actually start attacking because of it. So I'm being a little bit too cautious here, but it's not going to affect anything. Not anything negative. It could actually be the difference between the goblins attacking and not doing anything. So we'll see. Okay, so the forges are done. So what you need to do is you need to go to this wood furnace, make a few charcoal, just to be careful. Make a whole set of it. I have plenty of wood. That way you can use it as fuel to fuel the smelters. And you need fuel for the smelters to process the coal. And that reminds me, I have to reclaim all this because that was forbidden. And this stuff's forbidden too. Shit is forbidden. Probably should have just channeled this thing off, but I didn't. Okay, so let's start digging out more coal, I suppose. Just to make sure I have plenty of coal. I'm gonna make sure over here, because there's nothing over here that could be not worth digging out. So, because it's all. Well, over here it could be sand, but this is a big deposit of magnetite, so that'll be worth digging out one way or the other. And then this. Get some limonite in, whatever. And I don't like them wasting their time on the stuff that isn't metal or... And even though that's flexstone, and I will need it later, I still have plenty of it. So I'd rather them prioritize their digging efforts to the metal and coal. So yeah, there we go. Okay. And then once you make charcoal, basically, you set these two smelters to make coke indefinitely. I'm only going to set one of them to doing it, but later on I'll need both of them. Once I get another migrant wave, I'll set another guy to be basically a smelter guy forever. And then I'll probably make a couple of anvils first, and then I'll just start making weapon trap components non-stop. Now, weapon trap components not only are very useful if you make them out of iron or something better than that, or even bronze. But, I mean, copper ones are not that good on things with iron armor. But iron is at parity, so it's basically the baseline for metal. Just make a bunch of weapon traps out of weapon trap parts out of iron, and it's really good for defense purposes, and it's also a really good experience for a weaponsmith. And a good weaponsmith and a good armorsmith are two of the most important dwarfs in a fortress, because once you start making steel, you kind of want to have them be high quality when you start making them, rather than having to skill up on steel, because steel is very expensive to make. It's very time consuming and very resource intensive. So because it costs like, I think, a total of like 4 fuel to make one, or make 2 steel bars, using a fuel based furnace, maybe even more. So yeah, you don't want to use that lightly, and remelting items is not necessarily the most efficient process. So just using X components and stuff. With armor smiths, you kind of just have to pray for a high master or something from a migration. Speaking of which, this guy, I think, is a high master milker. So he is the best milker ever so far. But now he's my militia commander, so it's fine. Yeah, I could make him the sheriff, but I'm not going to. And I've got their armor stand set up upstairs, so they can start training here if they really want to. And is this guy doing it? He is. He's a military guy, so he might be training. Let's see if he's got one of those axes. Inventory. Nope. But I'm betting as soon as they finish those. Oh, well, I lowered their priority because I was building cages. Yeah. Okay. I'll set this to repeat. Actually, let's cancel some of them. Add a bin and a barrel. And then repeat those after we get the axes and shields done. Okay, so I'll probably be back when the caravan comes. I keep saying that, but you know, this time I might mean it. There we go. The caravan and the outpost guy have come. So where is this? This is on this side. So this is a good way for them to come. So it's it's not a very short distance, but it's short enough distance that I can build a road and have, you know, a lot of defenses set up so that they can get in here quickly, and my military can react to their presence quickly enough. I'll probably also put a drawbridge, like I'll probably cut like this, and put a drawbridge here across this, and then so that I can just basically have it secured completely. And I've also started building a wall over here, which I need to finish, for the migrants on this side. and I'll just line it with traps and stuff and put a little bridge there to seal it up. Yeah. For that to be secure. So let's start trading. First we need to make guy a broker. So Mr. Frigant is going to be a broker. Okay. And now we need to move some goods. Crafts. As I expected, putting that stuff in with there. If you look at this, you can see that, well, I can't look at it. This. You can see that there's the mugs in there too, so that'll make it a more efficient process, basically. Okay, and he's going to conduct a meeting, but I'm going to request his thing there. And as you can see, it's spamming no cages, because I don't have any cages. Let's make an animal stockpile, because I might buy some animals here, and then I'll put empty cages there as well. Looks like I got some fishes. I can just see it blinking on the back of the draft animal. Let's hope to bring lots of drinks too. What I look for is drinks and maybe some animals, maybe some weapons. Maybe. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's just assign everything. I don't like giving them the bins because I don't like wasting the wood on that. I don't want to be exporting too much because it attracts the goblins, as I'm saying. Yeah, maybe I'm being a little bit too paranoid, but I don't want this to end more soon than it has to, because I actually like to look at the figurines and see what they're building figurines of, but I'll wait until he's better at it before doing that. I want to sell my nest boxes. Not really paying attention. I should have built those a long time ago.